Talk about fear smacking you in the middle of the chest, ripping away all the courage you thought you had reserved within you, and still showing up to the fight. That's relentless. Imagine the pain rising to the top of the glass, tipping over, spilling onto all of the dreams you created, all of the things yet fulfilled in your life, tainting them, ruining them, and choosing to strive for those dreams anyway. That's relentless. Imagine the tension of wondering if you are on the right path, rising within your chest, making it hard to breathe. Every day in your mind saying, am I on the right path? Am I going the right way? And choosing to move forward. That's relentless. Built different. Made by God to do more than just survive, but to strive into my calling. I'm relentless. Moving towards a calling and purpose that I do not completely understand, but for me was designed. I move with the empathy of a loving human being, imperfect and yet striving to be consistent as a machine. I will be relentless. This is the thing about life. The one thing that we have guaranteed to us is that things will not go perfectly. The one thing that we can be sure of, the one thing that we have as a guarantee as human beings is that things are not going to go according to the way that we want them to go, is that things will not always be as they seem. And even when we look at the perfect circumstances that we want to achieve, when we look at it as we are experiencing it, one thing that is guaranteed to us is that it won't be perfect. The rising up of those imperfections sum up the journey that we take towards our purpose. And as we constantly go through all of the things that we're going through and we experience all of the experiences that we have, one day we feel great, the next day we might feel terrible. One day we feel like we are heroic, the other day we might feel like we are complete garbage. And we go through this constant state and flux of emotions, one day feeling completely and totally confident in what we're gonna do, and yet the next day we are struck down and we don't believe anymore. You know what's the great thing about a well-oiled machine? Going a little old school with it. Gives us the mental picture of something that works well, of something that produces consistency, of something that is able to day in and day out perform the tasks that have been laid before it. A well-oiled machine shows up. And so last week we spoke about pain. We spoke about how pain can become toxic. We spoke about how when pain is undealt with and we don't reach into that pain and put it into something to create something for our lives, it will create a toxicity within us that will take control and make decisions for us. Now, I want us to be able to put ourselves in a mental picture to take the next step. And what is the next step? After having dealt with pain, the next step is to become a machine of hope. I want to invite you today into an understanding of realizing the potential that you have inside of you, of realizing the fact that as a human being, you can do more, be more, and accomplish more than you could have ever imagined for yourself. Think of the limitations that you place on yourself. Think of the things that you tell yourself on a daily basis, the ways that you set your mind towards things, and you might have great days, but I want you to think about the absolute worst days. I want you to think about the days where you don't feel confident. I want you to think about the days where you feel like you missed the mark, that you felt like something was lacking inside of you. One thing that is very likely about that day was that you did not believe in yourself. Something shifted inside of you. Something inside of you was moved. Something inside of you might have been crushed. And because of that, your belief in yourself diminished and you weren't able to accomplish the task that was set before you. But I believe that you are able, that you have the ability inside of you to be relentless in your pursuit of growth and purpose in your life. I believe that you have the inner strength inside of you to make decisions consistent with the future you. You might not have the abilities, the talents, the consistency, the discipline that person in the future, that potential person in the future has just yet. But imagine that person making decisions for you. If you could simply understand that inside of you, there is a capacity that you have not tapped into yet. If you could simply understand that you could literally become a machine of hope, taking the pain that has been placed inside of you and turning it into hope that is heroic in this world, that changes people's lives every single day, you would wake up unbothered. You would wake up with the consistency and natural ability inside of you, realizing that you have the ability to change this world. You know what sets apart people who change this world from people who do not? It's simple: perseverance. Do you have it inside of you to say, I am going to pursue my purpose, my passion, my belief in myself, what God has placed in my life, no matter what happens, I am going to get there? Relentless growth is different. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not even there yet, but my heart has been prepared for it. My heart is getting to that place where I will choose to grow no matter what comes my way. Are you willing to join me in the process of being able to find your voice in the valley so that you can roar on the top of the mountain? That type of attitude is what's going to make you a difference maker. You have this burning passion inside of you that might be alive, that might have been quenched, that might have been destroyed by somebody else, but it's there, it's in there. And I want you to believe that it's there. I want you to re-find it, because in refinding it, you will be able to live the best possible life that you can have, leaving an impact on this world, living out the God-given purpose that He has given to you, leaving behind a legacy through pursuing your purpose relentlessly. Adversity is going to come, but you have to be able to face those things with a relentless passion and relentless growth that defeats any enemies that come your way and says, I will stand no matter what. So here are 2 steps that you can take towards becoming a machine of hope, taking the pain in your life and relentlessly growing. First of all, the first thing that we need to be able to do is have the right attitude. We need to have an attitude that sets us up for success. Motivation comes and goes. Passion comes and goes. Talent even is not guaranteed. But your attitude, what you have in your mind, is going to determine so much about where you are able to go. Your attitude, the way you approach your life on a daily basis, what you believe about yourself, the things that you say to yourself on a daily basis, what type of attitude are you approaching your life with? The decisions that you are making right now are going to have an impact on the quality of your tomorrow. And if you don't have the right attitude, if you look at everything negatively, if you complain a lot, if you have a toxic mindset towards yourself, if you push people away, if you feel like you can do everything by yourself, all of those attitudes are going to diminish the strength of what you are pursuing. The second thing that you need to be able to put into practice is, what direction are you going in? Ask yourself, where are you going? What are you directing your heart towards? What are you directing your mindset towards? A lot of us sometimes, we just aimlessly aim for success. We hope that we'll get somewhere. We hope that eventually we'll be able to achieve our goals. We hope that something good will just happen. But you have to ask yourself, where are you going? And pursue it with direction, with purpose, with intentionality, with decisions that build itself towards that thing. You have to ask yourself, where are your passions? Who do you want to be in this world? What do you care about? Where are you going? If you become a machine of hope, where is that help going to be directed into? All of this together will give you a recipe that prepares you to become a machine of hope and to have relentless growth in your life. You were not meant to just wade through this world without direction, without intentionality, and without beauty. If you decide today, you can change all of that. You can become a machine of hope. Valley of the Heroic family, thank you for checking this video out. I want to be able to tell you that you being here is a tremendous and most meaningful thing to me as a creator. The best way you could support me is by liking, commenting, subscribing, hitting that notification bell. As my wife says, press all the buttons. Doing that helps this channel to grow. Becoming a machine of hope is possible for you, but it is not going to be easy if you have not dealt with any type of pain that you have in your life. So, if If that's the case for you, I want you to check out this video that's popping up on the screen right now. It's going to help you to find those places of toxic pain in your life, weed them out, and make decisions that change them.